Today I'm going to show you how to create a form that will allow you to pick from the job role and the staff availability and then show staff who match. So go to Create, Form Design, make it slightly wider so it's got to show a subform. Then we're going to add in two combo boxes. The first one we're going to choose from the job role, and I'm going to click cancel here because I don't want it to be bound to any particular control. I'm going to right click, go to properties and go to row source. Then from here I'm going to build the elements that I want to show. So I need the job role ID because we're going to use that in a query, and I need the job role because that's what we're going to display in our combo box. That's all I need to add from here, so I'm going to close that down and say yes. Now you can see that it's added in the row source there, and that's in the form of an SQL query. We need to go back to the format now, because if I run the form as it is, it's only showing the ID and we want it to show the job role name. So under format, we're going to have a column count of 2, and the first column is going to be 0 centimeters wide, and the second column is going to be 2 centimeters wide. Now if we go back into design view, it's showing the correct job roles. Back into design view, and I'm going to rename that as job role. In fact, I'm going to say select job role. Okay, now we need to do the same again, and this time that's going to be for the days of the week that they're available to work. We're going to type in the values, and we've got Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Now you can see that it's slightly run into the combo box there, so I'm just going to stretch those boxes backwards a little bit. Again, it says unbound for both of them. That is correct. The reason it says unbound is that we're not actually linking it to a record in a table. Okay, so it allows us to select, but it doesn't actually display anything yet. So far, so good. Back into design view, and we now need to save the form because we're going to reference this form in a query. Save it with something sensible. Next thing we need to do is to create a query, and we're going to use query design, and we're going to select from the staff. So this is what we're going to display down at the bottom of our screen. I'm going to add in, I won't do it that way because I want to be able to add in a criteria, so I'll drag them all down like that. Okay, so I'm going to save that query. And I'm going to save it as query show staff. Now down here in the availability criteria, we're going to use the form expression builder, sorry, the query expression builder, to pick the form that we've just created, which would be under loaded forms because it's still open. and we're going to choose the availability as the day of the week, which is combo 2. We could of course rename that in the form before we come here. And the job role ID, we're going to go back into the builder, back into the loaded forms, and choose that as combo 0. Now if I run that, it won't show anything because the form's not got anything to display, but that's fine. So I'm going to save that again, close it, and now if I run this and then run the query, it shows that Angela on Saturday is available. If I change that to an estate agent on Saturday and run the query again, shows that Diane on Saturday is available. Okay, so we know the query's working. So the final thing that we need to do is drag the query over onto the form, and this will create a subform for us. And then we just need to reposition that into a more sensible place. And you can rename the label. Okay. Now, one of the problems that we've got at the moment is that we can change the information at the top, but it's not refreshing the query at the bottom. So the final part of getting this form to work is to add in a small bit of code to the combo boxes, and then when they change, the subform will be refreshed. So click on the first one, go to event, find on change, and click on the builder. We're going to go to code builder. You can see here that it's created a small piece of code attached to that control, and it works on change. So now I have to reference something that's on the existing forms. I'm going to type in the word me and then a dot, and then the subform is query show staff subform. And the last thing we need to do is to tell it what to do, and we're going to ask it to requery. Okay, save that, close that window, and do the same for the next one. So again, on change, click on the code builder, and I'm just going to copy and paste that piece of code because it's exactly the same. Do a quick save, run my form, and now if I change this here, you can see that the form gets requeried. And that is it. Thank you for joining me.